Hey, I'm Tyler Boronski alongside JoJo Romero, the St. Louis Cardinals. And JoJo, I do gotta say, last time I did like a baseball card-related conversation with Matt Strom, did go kind of viral. So, no pressure, but we'll see what we can do here to repeat it. But I know you're big into the collecting world. First and foremost, what got you interested in, going that path? Because I know, at least for the longest time, some players didn't want to be open about, being collectors as well, but I think that's changed in the last few years. What made you kind of get into it?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been collecting ever since, I was a kid. Started off with kind of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wow.
We used to, as me and my brother were younger, we used to actually kind of like, duel, and we got into Yu-Gi-Oh. We had the whole, arm shield, like all that stuff. So I think kind of started with that, and then we collected sports as well, baseball, football, basketball, and just kind of, just having stuff. And then as we got older, we kind of, understood the value of, of what they could be. So, and, started at that. And then I think once I, got into affiliated baseball, it was actually, really cool to be able to collect some of these cards, against guys, you'll play against, and, have some rookie cards, and, handful of years later, these guys, turn out to be studs. So it's, I think it's just cool, being able to see, some of the guys that you've, played against, over the years, and have some of their cards. I think it's really cool.
It's cool to hear that you started off with Pokemon, then maybe dabble into the sports world. It's funny, when I talked to Matt Strom, he just dropped this line where he's like, he tells people to invest in Pokemon over sports cards.
You can't tear his ACL.
Yes, exactly, that line. So have you heard, been following that logic basically too with
a little bit, yeah. I mean that's that's kind of the way that you see it now, and a lot of people see it now. Baseball and sports in general is just a roller coaster of what value is. But I think for me it's not really so much value. I think it's more so like the keepsake.
Yep.
I have a bunch of cards that give out every once in a while, but I think for me, like my personal collection, it's a handful of stuff. I just lock it up in a safe, put it away. But yeah, no, it's awesome seeing the value of what guys turn out to be down the road.
Share the story of when you got your first card, maybe the reaction when you got to see it for the first time, and just being on a card in general.
Yeah, I think dang, this would be.
That's gotta be a while. Probably like a minor league card with the
one of my first minor league cards. I think it was a Topps, or no, not. Nini maybe, one of the cards, but they send you box of cards to sign, and going through all the base cards, signing them is really cool, and then you get down to like the numbered cards, out of 100, out of 50, and then you see that 1 of 1, and you're signing it. And then at first it was kind of like seeing it, signing it is cool, and then it's like you take a second to look at it, you're like, man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're like,
I think it's exactly. So I think it was really cool to be able to experience myself. And I think at the time when I was signing, I was back home, so showing my brother and my dad, everyone being able to see is really cool.
Do you collect yourself at all? Like, are you trying to get your 1 of 1s or out of 5s, like your refractors? Are you more like it's for the fans, type of deal? Like,
I have a handful of ones I've collected of myself over the years, but. I think mainly in general it's just the excitement of not knowing what you can get, opening packs, seeing what it is. I think that's where I have more fun in rather than chasing cards.
Sure.
I think I'll do that every once in a while with certain people, but I think more so it's the hobby of it, buying packs, ripping packs, seeing what you get. That's what I enjoy most.
Well, I know you're doing that here in Miami. Describe what the situation is, because I know one of your guys get some cards from
for
nearby,
sure. So we I've been buying from PullWax for a handful of years, been on Whatnot, following them, so give them a follow. I know they'll love that. But so we reached out to them. We were actually on a stream. I forget where we were coming back from, but we were on a flight. We hopped on the stream and bought some cards, and we let them know like, hey, I'm gonna be down in Miami, and so kind of got a little collab going. But we actually had them come to the hotel today.
Okay, awesome.
They brought some boxes of some Topps Chrome, Topps Finest that just came out, and we ripped through a handful of boxes and pulled some pretty cool cards. I think the first box of Topps Chrome I opened got a Michael McGreevy autograph. So that was pretty cool. I really showed him right after. So I think that was pretty cool, being able to get some of your teammates. And then last box I pulled, it was out of Chrome as well. It was a numbered ultraviolet auto of Paul Skenes. So that's pretty cool. Pretty big card. So
that's awesome.
Just the excitement of it all, and just being able to enjoy that hobby, and seeing again guys you played against, but also guys that are on your team. I think it's really cool.
That is a very unique perspective that most people won't have in the collecting world. I know we got to see you up the road a few months ago at the Palm Beach Card Show. I know you've been to also Tampa as well. When you get to go to card shows themselves, I know there's just so many vendors, and it's like card heaven in a way. What was that like for you when you get to go to those shows and kind of just see all the different products and different collectors and vendors in one space?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, there's a ton of vendors, and I mean, you can buy everything that you want. But I think the coolest thing is, I usually take a lap around everything, just kind of check everything out, seeing what cards they have, and it kind of gets overwhelming because there's so many cards, and so I think at the same time, having an idea of like, okay, if I'm trying to, look for some Cardinals cards, I think at the time we were looking for some JJ Weatherholt cards and some Jordan Walker, Mason Wynn. So I think, chasing our own teammates, if we find something cool, get them to sign it, that'd be pretty cool. But I think at that time it was just, checking it out, having a little fun spring training. We brought down a handful of guys to that show with us, and a couple guys that was their very first time at a show. So it was really cool just being able to walk them through, show them what it's like. And, they got I think they bought their first box ever of them buying a box. Cool. I think seeing their reaction as they're opening packs, I think that's pretty cool. So just doing all that, playing the little games that they have there, winning some stuff. It was pretty cool.
Are you seeing more guys around the league just whether it be more vocal or just into it in the first place? Because I know even that Palm Beach Card Show, a bunch of the Nationals guys were also, Dylan Cruz, Brady House. I know on the Reds, Tyler Stevenson into it, and he got Santiago Espinal to get into it. So just it seems like it's expanding. What's your experience in terms of guys in the clubhouse, guys on your team, getting more into the hobby?
Yeah, I think it's just that fun of it of being able to once guys are able to see I have a card in there, I can chase my own card, or seeing what cards people pull. I think that's where they get some excitement, and then just hey, you want to come check out this card show with me, or I know we're at the hotel today, texting the group chat, a couple guys stopped by, and a couple guys got some packs. So I think them just being able to do it for the first time, whether it's ripping on their own or seeing other people rip some packs, I think gets them excited about it, and just gets them to dabble in it a little bit.
Cool. Last one for you, and like I said, I know ripping packs is the most fun part about it for you, and you're into both worlds. What would be ideal to add to your collection right now in terms of PC stuff you're seeking, whether you can break it yourself or you're looking at different showcases and shows? What are you looking to add to your collection right now?
Yeah, well, so there have been a few sets that I was sets I was opening, and the one thing I kept hoping to get was Barry Bonds out of it.
Oh yeah.
And there's a couple sets that had Barry Bonds. One of them was I think a Barry Bonds Ultraviolet. I'm guessing that would have been out of Chrome, I think. Yeah. But yeah, that was my guy growing up. We loved watching him. Wasn't necessarily a Giants fan, being a Dodger fan, but best hitter of all time, sure. Best baseball player of all time. So I think being able to add him to the collection, I think I have a signed baseball from him and a couple other just base cards from him. But I think getting one of those bigger cards would be pretty cool to add to my collection. Okay,
I got one more question now because you just kind of made me think about this. Do you remember the first time you ever got an autograph at a game or something, an event, or just the first time you got to meet an athlete or a celebrity and actually get their autograph? I know for me, I was a little kid in Cleveland, and they were playing the Angels, and Torrey Hunter signed it. I just remember Torrey Hunter, he signs his full name. I remember thinking, I was I can read out this autograph. So that was my first autograph experience. A long time ago. I don't know. Is there something you ever remember getting a signature? I
don't remember if it was my very first one, but it was one that I remember the most. It was we were really young. We were at Disneyland in California, and just walking around. I believe we were walking around California Adventure, and we saw Kobe Bryant, and got a picture with. I don't know. I was maybe 8, 9, 10, somewhere around that age. Took a picture with them, got an autograph, and we still have that picture.
Dude, that's insane.
Back home. So that's probably one of the bigger ones, and one that I remember the most, even though I was that young. But, that was really cool, and just being able to see him out in public, and then he took the time to take a picture. I don't remember what he signed, but I know we got something signed from him, but that's pretty cool.
Right. He probably got swarmed that day, that guy. I don't know if he had security or not, but that's awesome. That's awesome. JoJo, thank you, man.
Awesome. Yeah, no problem.
Hey, yeah, I be flying with the angels every day, yeah. I play this fool, but life is great, fam. Ooh, I work 60 hours a day, man. Yeah, I'm built to grind, it's my escape plan.